What's up, y'all? Kyle Hamilton here. I want to give a quick shout out to Lucas, Connor, and Ryan in the Week Zero podcast.
Jackson rolling out, 3rd and 7 after the penalty, and it's a completion to Kuma. He's still running. Kuma breaks free against a tired defense as the Hokies deliver the dagger here in Tallahassee.
Empty look for Richardson.
Oh, that is danger! Oh my! Keidron Smith cuts inside, and he's gonna pick six it in the swamp. Cat scratch fever Smith.
DJ is picked off, intercepted again by Benjamin Morrison. Here goes Morrison down the sideline. Can he go? Yes, he can. Touchdown, pick six, Benjamin Morrison. Nix drops back underneath. Touchdown, Ducks. Wow. Chase Taylor.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Gold Standard, a special National Signing Day edition. Back with my co-host Sean at ND Forever on Twitter. Sean, a quiet day is always a good day. How are you doing, my man?
Good. Just finished wrapping gifts. I got to finish doing some after the episode, but that's what I was doing. And I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everyone. This is also our Christmas episode, as obviously next episode will be after. So I hope all y'all have a great holiday, happy holidays, and spend time with your family and enjoy the time off and have fun. And a boring National Signing Day is the best. I made a tweet earlier asking what you prefer, and everyone said boring, and I agree. Just having everyone already by 10 o'clock sign was easy peasy.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, people were mainly worried about KVA. I wasn't. We got a new viewer in here real quick. I wanted to shout out NDF. Shout out first time viewing. Go Irish. Go Irish indeed. Thank you for dropping by, NDF. We do this show every Wednesday, so tune in. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like us. But yeah, it is an Illinois helmet in the background. Actually got that gifted to me by Juice Williams. So yeah, that goes back a long time. But anyway, yeah, quiet day for National Signing Day. It's always a good day. And like I said, I know fans were worried about KVA. Ohio State was the big threat there. Had Ohio State fans in the mentions the last couple of weeks saying how they were going to pull off the flip. And I was like, I feel like his mom knows where he's going. And when she tweets out multiple times that, yeah, he's signing with Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trolling. Even the tweet he said when he, like the Leonardo DiCaprio, like, he's Irish. Right, it was hilarious, but yeah, he's just trolling Ohio State fans, and it was funny because they got their feelings hurt, and we got a great recruit, super impactful player, and I knew I wasn't even worried about anyone. If I had to say I was worried about one, Cam, but I wasn't worried about Cam. That's like just because he's a 5-star, and I was like, please don't. Like, right? I was like, please. And I wasn't even worried, but I was just like, come on, I want to see it already.
Yeah. It was more about the Stuckey stuff, I feel like, with Williams. Like, when Stuckey got fired, I was more like kind of worried because I'm like, I know a lot of these receivers liked Stuckey, and that was a big part of like why these kids committed. But after Cam kind of came out and said, yeah, I'm still good. Gilbert kind of said he's good. Saldate said he was good. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not worried about the receivers. I really wasn't worried too much about anyone. If I had to pick one person, I was like, if I had to pick someone that I was like, oh, maybe he might flip, was maybe Aeneas, just because like it came out that Missouri was pushing very hard late to flip him. And with the success Missouri had this year, they turned a JUCO running back into a top 5 running back in college football in one season, which is pretty impressive, which we'll get into more about Missouri, I'm sure, in the show a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, if that was the one guy, if I had to pick, it was Aeneas, but, I mean, still, that was very slim.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about anyone. The day was over by 10 o'clock. I mean, Notre Dame sent out that video and all the commits being like secret agent, like bank vaults.
Yeah, can we talk about how like the Fighting Irish media is just goated? Like
Marcus Freeman's like, well, he's like, what's in the vaults? What are we getting? And we got to open them. And I was like, yeah, that's dope.
dude, I thought I was watching a Fast and the Furious film for a second. I'm like, dude,
I was shocked to see Al Golden. Like,
yeah.
We saw McCullough and who else was in that? Washington. It was great to see.
So, going forward, with National Signing Day coming to an end, early National Signing Day coming to an end.
This is the new National Signing Day. Let's be real. 85-90% of recruits signed today.
But with that being in mind, I wanted to kind of do this because I saw Notre Dame recruiting on Twitter. If you guys don't know, if you guys are Irish fans, go over and give him a follow. He posts a lot of great content. But he does this every year. We'll read ranks every single recruit. We're not going to sit here and do that because that'll take too much time. But I thought it would be cool to kind of sit here and go, over our top 5 Notre Dame commits in the 2024 class. There's no real ruling to this, just however you want to rank them. But Sean, I'll let you go first here.
Pull up a list of commits for me. There's so many good ones. I just want to at least look at it. But it's difficult, right?
Yeah.
I could say somewhat. I mean, he did all recruits ranked. So it might seem disrespectful. Some are lower than others, but I don't see the case. I mean, like, it's such a talented class that some of the lower end talent, like people at 12 to 15th ranked, would probably be top 5 a few years ago. So if I had to say my top 5 when you pull it up, I'm excited to go in depth here, and then you'll give yours. You know what? I'm gonna do 7. Lucky number 7. Top 7.
Do 7? All right, cool.
Yeah. 7 for Notre Dame. God, you gotta like give me names, not like a list of the names. I gotta keep. God.
So Cam Williams, Gerby Lambert, CJ Carr, KVA, Bryce Young, Keejerin Young, Tay Johnson, Logan Thomas, Micah Gilbert, Aeneas Williams, Styles Prescott, Logan Zaldate, Anthony Knapp, Leonard Moore, Peter Jones, Jack Larson, Tabron Benny-Powell, Sean Savillano, Bodie Calhoun, Carson Hobbs, Cole Mullins, Teddy Rizak, Kennedy Urlacher, and then you can include the transfer guys as well, but we're not going to do that for this. But
so I will say I made a tweet saying my favorite offensive, in terms of not favorite as a player, it's more of like how they are on the field, etc. CJ Carr was my offense, KVA was my defense, and then underrated player I had Saldate. Almost had Carson Hobbs. I'm very high on him. But yeah, so number 1 player, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to put KVA. I think he, and even Freeman said it today in the press conference, he's the most college ready. He is going into a position that's probably the most open to get playing time for at linebacker. And I could see him starting as a freshman, having that impact. Whether he starts or not, he'll play. And he's just St. John, Bosco is a great school. Brutus is elite talent. He's Freeman nailed on the head. He's mature for his age. I think there's no doubt in terms of talent that can't believe On3 has him ranked outside the top 100.
Yeah.
He's a 5-star by Rivals, rightfully so. I think this dude is a top 30 player in the country. So
yeah, I agree.
This dude is electric. I'm very excited about him, so I'm going to put him at number 1.
Okay.
2. 2, I'm going to put CJ Carr. Right. I'm very high on CJ Carr. I think he's our best quarterback commit since Jimmy Clausen. I think that he is uber talented, and I think that he's showing it in practice. You all saw that touchdown he threw over Tyson Ford. I forgot who it was to, but I've heard he's already got some zip on the ball. His arm strength is unbelievable. His spiral is amazing, and he's already in practice before he's even a freshman looking really good. We all knew he'd be good, obviously, grandson, Lloyd Carr, all this and that, Michigan backgrounds. When you're a son of players and grandsons of coaches, all the above, you're going to be good at football if you want to play football. They're going to teach you. There's some things you can't teach, but when you start at such a young age, like you got the talent, you've been training for this your whole life. Like some of these players haven't even started, like just started in high school. Like he is an elite. What I like about him is his accuracy, his zip on the ball, right? He will put it where it needs to be. And I think that's something Notre Dame hasn't had in a while. I think that they have more of the arm strength and accurate quarterbacks, or just quarterbacks who really want to run. I think he's our most precise passer in a long time. So number 2 on my list, I think he's definitely a what is he ranked? I can't see there. 60?
60, yep. According to the On3 industry ranking.
50 to 60 is a good rank for him. There's a lot of really good quarterbacks in this class. I'd have him as a top 5 quarterback. Is he 6 there?
Yep, 6.
Yeah, top 5 quarterback. I mean, this is a great get, and I'm super pumped for it. I'm sure as are you. 3, Cam Williams. Cam Williams is, I mean, the first 5-star receiver commit since we landed Michael Floyd. Not just by ranking am I picking this guy. Of course, that has some effect, right? Being a 5-star receiver, how thin the receiver room has been. He should make an impact. I'll be honest, I don't expect him to start as a freshman. I expect him to get playing time as a freshman, like Michael Floyd, even though Floyd started a lot and had a lot of playing time as a freshman. He is just too deep with all the transfers. I think he gets playing time, but his sophomore or redshirt freshman year, whatever they're going to do with him, probably sophomore year, he's going to get going. And this dude is so good. Like, he's elite fast, elite speed. And that's what I like about him is we haven't had speed on the edge in a long time. We've always had speed in the slot, more recently especially. We need speed on the edge. Super lengthy guy. I'm just going to end this saying he's the most elite receiver we've had in
a long time.
How long, right? Yeah. He's going to be good. He's going to be good, and he's the top 3 of my ranking in this class is definitely my favorite in the last few years. So that's 3. 4. And now we're getting in the weed of things.
Yeah.
You see a little bit right there.
You kind of picked the obvious ones.
Yeah, I'm going to get some sleepers in there. I got 7, so I got a few more. Scroll down. Oh, Kedron Young.
Yeah.
At 4.
I was waiting for you to I was waiting.
Yeah, Kedron Young. Perfect ranking for him at 4. He's from Texas. Texas schools were all over him late in the cycle, and he's still stuck with his commitment to Notre Dame. He is going to be a mini Audric Estime, right? He ain't going to be as big as Audric Estime, but he's got some. You watch out, like he's got some. He's able to break out of tackles really easily. I think he will get even bigger as we got a new strength and conditioning coach. Obviously, we'll talk about that later. I think that's going to benefit him, and I think he's going to get bigger, stronger, faster, and he's going to continue to bulldoze his way.
As you say that,
yeah, he's going to. I see him as not next year. I think that they're going to do Price and Love, but I could see him being the complement to Love. Love being the shifty kind of main running back, and Kedron being used in like short yardage situations. I'd love to see that. He's an electric running back. It's tough to gauge in terms of last few running backs where I would rank him because we've been so elite at running backs recently. So I'm not going to do that. But 4, I have him.
I will say, I've been comparing him on this show for a while now to if Audric Estime and Josh Adams had a baby, that would be Kedron Young.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
he's
like literally, that's if Notre Dame fans don't know too much about Heater and Young, just imagine those two players together.
yeah, I'm super pumped about him, and that's a great Josh Allen. Oh my God, Josh Adams and Audrey Gustame had a baby, so I agree. Had a baby. Say that 5 times fast. All right.
Yeah.
5. All right, I got 3 more rankings. This is tough because I'm gonna have one more obvious one, and then I'm gonna get into it's like, oh, these are obvious ones, but there's a reason they're obvious, is because these players are good. Like, like it may seem obvious, but I mean, these players are good, and I'm gonna have at 5, Gerby Lambert. Right. I think he's our best offensive line commit, and he reminds me a lot of Blake Fisher. Except more quiet and reserved. I think if he was an early enrollee, he would start as a freshman at right tackle.
Really?
Yeah. This dude is, I think with him being a fall enrollee, I don't know. I mean, we've seen freshmen do it before as a fall enrollee, but I don't know if he can, he's only been playing high school since his freshman year of high school. I mean, football since freshman year of high school. So, but this dude has the size, the hands, the blocking ability. I like him more as a pass blocker, which I think is beneficial. I think it might be good with how mobile Riley Leonard is, to let him kind of sit. Maybe start as a sophomore. Well, we'll see, because we got young tackles. I don't know what they plan on doing with him, but I like him more as a pass blocker. Obviously he's not terrible at run blocking. He's pretty damn good, but that's where I prefer him. And I see him more as a right tackle. So, I mean, this is a great get. We needed an offensive lineman like this in the class. We really did. We needed a big body, big boy, and we're getting one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with you. I think he could definitely start as a freshman at Notre Dame.
All right,
so who's your 6?
2 more. 6 and 7. Now let me see the list again. I need to pick. There's one I want to pick, but I'm like, oh, God, all right. Just keep scrolling. Oh my God. Scroll up. I absolutely, I love this one, and I was keep scrolling up.
Yep.
I love this one. I love Tay Johnson. I'm going to put him at 6.
Yeah, he was one of your favorite guys in the class.
I was very excited when we got him. I think he could play as a freshman. I do. I really do. I think this is a great safety get, and people are like, oh, the safeties are so bad in this class. This dude's pretty good, and what I like about him is that he plays receiver and safety. Yep. So I think he's got the ball skill abilities to kind of be like Xavier Watts. What's with all these turnovers? Because he knows how to catch the ball. Right?
He doesn't drop it.
Yeah, and he's really good. I like him more as a receiver personally, but as a safety, I don't. You can pick one of the two. Flip a coin, whatever you want him, he'll be. He's a very good player, and I love Tay Johnson. And at 7, I'm gonna have to pick. There's so many names I want to pick, but I'm gonna pick Bryce Young.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Bryce Young. You passed him.
Oh, did I pass him? All right.
Bryce Young is Keon Keeley like. He might be a little smaller in height.
Dude, his ranking was skyrocketed.
There's a reason. This dude went from being a skinny, I wouldn't say skinny, but not really that big, to he gained a lot of size in just a year. Imagine another year. He's gonna be an impact player. I see him as being the replacement-esque of obviously JBB just is leaving, Baptiste, and then we're having the Duke transfer replace him, Oski. But I think he could be right after.
Start right after Oben.
Yes, I said Oski. Well, Oben. I was thinking Foskey. But yeah, I see him starting definitely in his Notre Dame career. He's got the bloodline. He's got the athleticism. this dude is huge. He's already huge in just a year. Like, can he get bigger?
Yeah.
Like, can he? Like, that's why I have him in my top 10, because in just a year, I mean, the difference in Bryce Young is insane. Like, in just a year. So,
I mean, Freeman talked about it. He's like, when we first offered him, he was just this skinny kid that was really tall. And now it's like, look at him now. He's freaking huge.
yeah. I mean, that's my top 7. Kind of obvious, but there's a reason they're elite. I have a different order than some people. Some people have CJ Carr lower than Cam Williams. I'm very high on him. So, no, a lot of people would probably have Cam Williams as a number 1. I like KVA. And Gerby Lambert's a beast. So, yeah, that's my top 7. I would say KVA, CJ Carr, Cam Williams, Keidron Young, Gerby Lambert, Tay Johnson, and Bryce Young.
All right. So mine is going to be a little similar, but I'm only going to do the top 5. But I have a few guys in there that, may not be on most people's list. So obviously my number 1 is going to be Cam Williams, just for the fact that I think he's easily one of the best receivers in this class. Obviously the best receiver since Michael Floyd. He actually got when he signed today, Michael Floyd retweeted it. So I think he's gonna start as a freshman. Maybe not start, but at the very least he's gonna get significant playing time.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely electric. I think he should be a lot higher ranked than what he is right now. I think he should be a 5-star in every single service. But that's just me. So yeah, obviously Cam Williams is going to be my number 1. Then going from there, I'm going to have to go with KVA just because the dude is absolutely electric. Like you had said, and Freeman had said in his press conference today, obviously the most pro ready of all the recruits, or not pro ready, but college ready. I don't know if I've seen the kid smile too much, but when he does, it's great to see. Hard hitting, tough-nosed linebacker, kind of reminds me of like I know that's like a common thing is Manti Te'o, but I don't think he's necessarily Manti Te'o. I think he's kind of like what would be a good comparison?
I mean, Manti Te'o is obvious.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare to that, but I will say Drew Tranquil.
Yeah. Actually, that's where I was gonna go. Drew Tranquil. Yeah, that's actually a really good one too. But
without the injuries.
Yeah, without the injuries and without switching from safety to linebacker.
Just hard hitting ones.
But no, I think he's obviously he could start as a true freshman. I think it's gonna be a little bit tough because I think while linebacker might be the most open room to get playing time early at Notre Dame right now, I think it's also one of the most talented units on the team, but they're just very young. And that's where it's like, do I think he can take spots from Drake Bowen and Osbury? I think that he has the talent to, but I think that's just they're all very talented. So we'll have to see. But yeah, so I got KVA number 2. Number 3.
That's you assuming he starts there. I mean, what if he's battling with Snead?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's. I mean, I like both. But.
My number 3 is going to be Keidron Young. I think he's the best running back in the class, and you don't think it's close. I've watched all of them. In the country, I don't think it's close. The dude is an absolute monster. He's got, elite level speed and elite level talent at breaking tackles. I think Notre Dame got a good one here. I know that's high praise, but he's the 3rd ranked running back according to 247. On3 has him at 9, or On3 has him at 4. The On3 consensus is 9, but I think he's easily the number 1 running back in the class. And I think he's going to definitely get snaps with Love this year, which I don't know where that leaves Jabron Payne and Jadarian Price, because I think one of those two probably going to transfer.
Yeah.
I would assume Payne, because I think he's kind of the odd man out there. But yeah,
Payne has been a lot better than what I thought he would. So.
yeah. So and then my number 4 guy is going to be CJ Carr. I know I'm going mostly offense here, but I think CJ Carr, obviously you said it, best quarterback recruit we've gotten since Jimmy Clausen. If you don't want to count the rankings, because Gunnar Akeel takes the cake for that, because he was a 5-star quarterback. We don't talk about Gunnar Akeel though, because that was just
terrible.
Yeah. But no, CJ Carr, I think he's easily a top 5 quarterback in the class. On 3, I still don't know what you're doing with your rankings here, having him at 209, and the number 15th quarterback.
I mean, I have him as top 50 and like 60, 50, and it's regardless, 100 is ridiculous.
Yeah. But no, I think he's going to come in. I would not be surprised because, if Riley Leonard gets hurt, depending on what Stephen Jelly decides to do, I wouldn't be surprised if Carr gets to see some playing time this year. But yeah, so Carr's number 4 for me. And then number 5, a guy that you didn't mention, is Logan Thomas on the defensive side of the ball. He was originally higher ranked than Bryce Young. The 6'3", 210 kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Khalid Kareem type, where he's very fast off the edge, but very, powerful too. I really like this kid a lot. And I think he's going to be starting, not this year, but definitely I think he's going to be starting by his sophomore year at Notre Dame. But yeah, so that's my top 5 for the 2024 class.
Okay. Do you see him as interior or outside?
Outside. I think outside. I think if he wants to be interior, you got to put a little bit more weight on. But I think outside is where I like him.
Don't be surprised if Sean gets a lot of playing. No pun intended.
Yeah, Sean.
Just with defensive tackle, not this year, but with Mills and more others. Mills and help me out here. I don't know.
Mills and Howard Cross.
Howard Cross probably leaving. I don't see him starting.
Oh no. Mills is coming back
after this year. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
So like as a sophomore year, I don't see him starting, but I see him rotating, getting some playing time with the size. Yeah. But dude, I'm surprised you didn't mention Saldate.
I have Saldate as a top 10. I think he's like that 6'7", but he's definitely up there.
You missed out on Gerby Lambert?
Maybe it's just an offensive line thing, but I think Gerby and Jagasaw are very comparable. Yeah. Like, I think, and I would say Jagasaw was top 5 for me last year, but I kind of wanted to give love to Logan Thomas because I think he's a freak athlete. I think he's a top 100 type guy, but
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah,
with this man.
Moving on to another topic, Jared Parker. We got sent a early Christmas present as Notre Dame fans on his way out to taking the head coaching job at Troy. Sean, how do you feel about this?
It absolutely blew my mind. That this Troy isn't just a shitty team. Like they're the Sun Belt. They've won the Sun Belt Conference like 2 times in the last few years.
Yep.
They're
back-to-back Sun Belt champs.
They could make the playoffs. Like a 12-team playoff with the new rules, right? The group of 5 teams. So I'm surprised. We were talking about him being fired, nevertheless getting a promotion. So
yeah. Who would have thought he would have got promotion?
I would have never thought in a million years. When I saw that, I was shocked. When I saw like his name in breaking news, I was like, I guess he's fired. All right. And I sent that to the chat and waited for your excitement, and you were excited. So
I was excited. I was dealing with insomnia that entire day. So I just didn't wake up till like 5. And I was like, whoa, Jared Parker got the Troy job. I was like, okay, cool. Like, because I like what I Always Irish was saying, John. He was like, when Chancey Stuckey got fired, it seemed like the entire fan base was like, okay, and okay, you fired Stuckey, and who else is gonna like?
Now, are we gonna talk about candidates too today?
Yeah, we are, because
Okay.
I wanted to get into this. So it kind of like everywhere that is reporting this, it seems like right now the top two guys are Mike Denbrock from LSU, former Notre Dame assistant coach,
Yeah.
and Kirby Moore, the brother of Kellen Moore, who is the current offensive coordinator at Missouri, and the guy's only 30 years old.
Okay. Both those are great hires. I prefer Denbrock as my number one, right? But I will, before we go into that, I want to say that the thing about Parker is, he had the stats, top offense, this and that. He did good at
I think Troy fell in love with the 39 points a game, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's really good."
It's a little misleading, right? But but the former coach, athletic director, all that good stuff at Purdue, played like at West Virginia, all that stuff. They know Parker from the past, so maybe that's more than likely why they did it. But I will say misleading stats. We all knew his play calling was ass. And I mean, when next year, I can't wait for some play action. I can't wait for some just play action, mainly play action. But yeah, my potential candidate is, I think you're forgetting. I think somebody who is one of the leads for the job. Denbrock, I think, is number one. I think above the Missouri guy, I keep hearing the former Duke offensive coordinator. I heard he checks every single box when it comes, like literally every single box that Freeman said, he checks. I mean, and he coached Riley Leonard. He knows how to use Riley Leonard. Maybe he knows how to run an offense that Freeman likes. It wouldn't be a bad hire at all. He's the person I want second, definitely. But I think that he's above Missouri guy right now. But I think Denbrock's the number one. Like that's what I'm hearing. Denbrock, coming back to Notre Dame again, and I would love that. I mean, I wonder. I'm hearing good things, but I'm like everywhere people are saying it's Denbrock. So
yeah, I mean, I'm personally not too high on, like, not that I'm not high on Denbrock. Obviously, he did a great job. He's done a great job at LSU the last couple of years. But in my opinion, I'm of the mindset Kirby Moore is the best guy to go for in the situation because, one, he's young. He's 30 years old. He's kind of like Tommy Rees. Tommy Rees and Kirby Moore are kind of like the same person. They both started really young in coaching and getting their coordinator jobs. The difference is Kirby Moore runs a very high octane offense.
Yeah, but that's not what Freeman wants. I mean, I love him.
No, I understand that, but at Notre Dame, you're gonna have to open up the passing game at some point. And I understand. I think, I can't remember who said this, but I think someone said it best. I was watching this podcast the other night. Notre Dame has to get away from the Brian Kelly shadow of offense, which is great offensive line. We're going to run it down your throat, and we're going to play great defense. Our passing game is just kind of a cherry on top. You have to start to get away from that if you want to have a high-level passing game and a passing offense. And I think Kirby Moore, obviously I'm just assuming he's the younger brother of Kellen Moore, so I'm assuming they kind of run the same style of offense. But believe it or not, you go look at what Kirby Moore did at Mizzou. Missouri they were a very high-octane passing offense, but they also ran the ball really freaking good. I mean, the running back was a JUCO guy who played Division III football and was the leading rusher in college football this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Kirby Moore is one of those guys, he can utilize Jeremiah Love, but also get the best out of our offense in terms of passing game. And also, Another thing, I know
Maybe
Freeman.
Cam Williams could be that Luther Burden.
Yeah,
too.
and that's the thing is also this guy Kirby Moore. He fits what Freeman wants in a coach. He's young like Freeman. He's a feisty recruiter. He loves to recruit, mind you. And he's one of the reasons that they've got multiple 5-star receivers and 5-star athletes at Missouri because of Kirby Moore. Look at how he developed Brady Cook in just a year. I mean, Brady Cook went from an above average quarterback to probably the second or third best quarterback in the SEC in a season. I think that to me is more impressive than what Denbrock did at LSU, where they have all the talent in the world, because Kirby Moore can get you talent in recruiting, but also can develop guys and make them have an elite offense.
Yeah. I will say this. One, LSU similar recruiting ranking to Notre Dame. So I think the talent's very similar in a sense. Two, if you're going off recruiting rankings. Two, is the Missouri offense coordinator, my question I ask you, and be honest here, I wouldn't be a little biased here.
Yep.
Why would he leave Missouri?
Higher pay, because Notre Dame could afford to pay him more than Missouri to keep.
If Notre Dame does, because let's be honest, they're in a good position. I think Missouri next year could be a playoff team. The year after, I don't know.
No, I agree, but what's more of a eye-catching job, Missouri or Notre Dame?
Yes. It's just another year like that at Missouri, he could probably get a coaching job at like a Duke or Arkansas or something, right? So,
and that's where I've had a lot of pushback on that is like people say, if he comes to Notre Dame, he's probably going to leave within a year because he wants to get a head coaching job.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. I mean, but I will say that it's tough. I mean, obviously, I think no matter what, we're getting improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you talked about open up the passing game and offense with him, I think for me, I like the trenches. I like the offensive line Notre Dame's had.
Yeah.
I think in order to open up the passing game is play action. I'm adamant on that. Once you use play action, run the ball, you use play action, then they're going to respect you as a passing team and running team instead of just being in the box the whole time trying to stuff Audric Estime or Jeremiah Love. So it's going to be an interesting search. I want to know who it is already. I mean, we're going to get an answer for who this is before January. We're just going to. There's no way this runs into.
Well, according to Freeman, there's no timeline on this. So,
we need to figure out the playbook. We need to figure out. I mean, it might be the same play, but I don't know. But we need to figure out like. We need January. In January at the latest.
Yeah.
Who our offense coordinator is, and I mean, it's tough. Maybe Ludwig. Akron coach Moorhead. There's some other guys you can.
Yeah, I think Ludwig is I never thought Ludwig was a fit for Notre Dame. Like in terms of he's a great fit because he can get the best out of younger rated guys like he has at Utah, but he doesn't like to recruit. And go watch that Utah offense.
Do you think Al Golden liked to? I mean, Al Golden doesn't look like at all he liked to recruit. But I
think Al Golden loves to recruit.
Yeah.
But Andy Ludwig, if you go, I mean, I understand Cam Rising was injured, but still, go watch that Utah offense.
He was on his third string quarterback.
I understand that, but still, like. It's not like Cam Rising is this Caleb Williams type quarterback where he's just he's good, but he's not like.
Yeah, but you still developed him to be your starter, and then you run your backup, and he played Barnes.
But the guys that came in, like oh god, who's the other guy that came in? Johnson. Nate Johnson.
But
he was a 4-star quarterback. He was one of the higher touted guys in his recruiting cycle.
Yeah,
And
but
you couldn't
Barnes
get the
came
best out of
in.
him?
Barnes looked good, didn't he?
Bryson Barnes, yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
pig farmer. They talked about that every time he played. But no, like I don't know, man. Like I think Ludwig is kind of out of the question, especially with how that kind of fell through
I
last
agree.
year.
I brought up the name right.
I think Denbrock would, like, I would like Denbrock if we couldn't, like, if we couldn't get Kirby Moore, Denbrock would be fine. But
I
like,
had an LSU friend, by the way. I told him, I said, don't be surprised if you see Denbrock, like Notre Dame offensive coordinator. I mean,
but why would he be like you made the question about
Yeah. So
why
I'm gonna
would
talk
Moore
to him.
come
I'm
to
gonna
Notre
talk
Dame? Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
talk about it, but like, and that's like, kind of pissed me off when he said this, but like, he's like, why would he leave LSU for Notre Dame? I was like, why wouldn't he? But like, it's not like it's like Alabama. I mean, LSU's good, but Notre Dame's good too. So I mean,
Well,
because
to be
he
fair,
also
Brian Kelly left us for LSU.
for money. It could have been Arkansas that offered him that money, and he would have left. So maybe not Arkansas, but let's be real. If like Oregon, something like that offered, he'd be running.
Yeah.
So, but I will say that I think that he always finds his way back to Notre Dame. Right? He loves Notre Dame. I think that's a difference. He can help Freeman develop. He was offered a 3-year extension from LSU. I don't know if he accepted or signed it yet. I don't think so. So, I see this as a good fit. I think the next one is going to be the Duke offensive coordinator. I
really don't like that either because like Duke's offense was not like it just wasn't good. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me and I'm tired of seeing like Notre Dame just be like not prioritize having an elite level quarterback.
Is a guy who even said himself that he wants to run the ball, and that's what he's going to get in a coordinator. I think it'll expand our offense definitely. But like, I don't know. Like
I want to run the ball, but I also want to pass the ball. I want to see Ian Book 2017 throwing to Chase Claypool, Miles Boykin, Will Fuller. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what I want to see is like you got an elite level run game, but you got guys on the outside like Will Fuller, Chase Claypool, and Miles Boykin to throw to.
You're right.
Like, that's what I want.
I would like the Duke coordinator. I like him. Well, he's my second choice, but don't be surprised if you see that. I mean, he's
either way. Whoever we get is an upgrade over Jared Parker.
Yeah, and I mean, think about this. Like, the Duke coordinator is probably out of a job right now, right?
Yeah, I'd assume.
Yeah, so I don't know. Watch out. I don't know.
All right, next up.
Thank God Parker's fucking gone.
Yeah. Next up, we got obviously CJ Carr made it to campus. So let's talk about it. CJ Carr got to campus. You know, he's done his few practices. According to people, he's looked really good. So how do you feel this, Sean? You know, obviously this is kind of a new thing where quarterbacks, you know, Carr is going to be there before even the early enrollees. But how do you think this benefits Carr going forward, especially into spring, fall camp, in terms of his pecking order in the quarterback room?
It's the first time in Notre Dame history this has happened. So I think it's extremely beneficial. He's not going to come in with a bunch of freshmen right away. He's the leader of this class, has always been the leader of this class, and now he's going to have an edge up and be a leader when they come in spring saying, hey, I've already done this, right? So that's what I think the most important factor is. I don't think it's a week or two for him to learn the playbook. Maybe he'll get it a month early. Like, yeah, it's extremely beneficial, but I don't think it's going to be like as crazy beneficial as people might think. I think the biggest thing for me is as a leader, he's going to come in January while others might be nervous, and he's going to be like, hey, I've done this. We got it with all the freshmen. That's my takeaway. And
yeah, I mean, what?
Is that paid content right there?
No, it's not.
Okay,
It's
good.
on
All
YouTube.
right.
I was like confused for a minute. I was like, what?
I saw that 24/7. I was like, I do not
No.
want Tom Loy on my ass. I tell you that.
No, it's not. It's on their YouTube. Public. Anyway, it's public, so you can't copyright it. And we're putting your dang thing on there, 247. So it's owned by 247. We don't own the rights to this footage, just so everybody knows.
Before we go into this footage, I think it's a great time, as this is going to be a great video. How about we talk about our great sponsor, Ryan?
Yeah. Sports. No, I'm joking. I wish. But real quick, as we watch DJ Carr, let's get into our sponsor real quick. And then anyways, W Energy guys, go ahead and use code week0 at w.gg. W Energy is this new energy drink that is taking over the world right now. It's all natural, none of that preservative, none of that gross stuff that can kill you and normal energy drinks you get from your convenience store. It's all 100% natural ingredients, natural caffeine. Use it to get, my favorite kind right now is the Dub Sludge and the Peach. I actually use it a lot. So go get you some right now. They have their Christmas deals going on. Still, go use code week0. That's code week0, all caps, on w.gg. That's w.gg for 10% off your complete order. And go get you some W Energy for the holidays. But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, so CJ Carr is on campus. He's throwing around. Saw some highlights there. I think that this helps him get a leg up on Kenny Minchie and Stephen Jelly a little bit. Not too much. I said I think it helps him get used to the playbook. But would you be surprised if CJ Carr, especially if Stephen Jelly transfers, takes that number 2 spot?
No, but I'd be surprised if he took the 2 with Jelly there.
Okay.
I don't think he gives him a leg up on Minchie because Minchie's seen the playbook for a whole year now. So,
yeah.
But I do think he's better than Minchie. So,
all right. What was our final topic? Can't even remember. Oh, bowl game preview. Bowl game preview. We got Notre Dame versus Oregon State in the Sun Bowl, the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Sean, how are you feeling going into this game? Obviously, Damian Martinez was suspended for this game, but got reinstated by Oregon State. So they'll have their superstar running back for this game. Does that scare you at all?
No. They ain't a one-person team. They lost receivers, quarterbacks on their third quarterback, defensive talent. We're gonna probably win this like Iowa State.
Oh, really? That bad?
Probably about 3 scores, man. It's gonna be bad. Yeah, there's no reason this game should be close. We get our 10th win of the season. It would be close if both teams were,
had their entire players.
This would be a great game. But I think we finally get a win against Oregon State. And I'm preview Steve Angeli's first game start. It's going to be another audition in a sense, like a Buckner type audition against South Carolina, now Oregon State. We're going to see Love start. We're going to see Charles Jagasaw start, and that's important. So his first start isn't against Texas A&M. He'll have a start under his belt. Tosh Baker could start. I doubt it. I mainly see Emil Wagner starting. We'll see some of those young linebackers sub in. J.D. Bertrand's playing, though, and so is Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiser comes back next year, so I see Snead starting. I don't see a lot of rotational from the young guys. I hope we do, but we'll see. I expect Mickey or Gray starting on the outside. Has Watts announced yet?
He's playing in the Sun Bowl.
I know he's playing, but has he announced yet?
Not publicly.
Okay, but he'll play. He'll have a good game. I just think our best players, most of them are still playing. They don't have any really besides a running back. Offensive line, it gives me. We'll see how much excitement I have. That's the one thing I'm nervous about next year. Outside, that is the tackles. So hopefully Jagasaw or Wagner, one of the two, step up big. This is going to be exciting. We'll see. We'll see. Finally, KK Smith. We'll see Deion Colsey back. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped as well. I would not be surprised with Oregon State being without their top 3 receivers, their starting tight end, their 2 top quarterbacks, and all they have on offense is Damian Martinez. Put him in the Wildcat. That's what I'm doing.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
put him in the Wild Beaver.
Yeah, the Wild Beaver. But yeah, I'm not really too worried about it. I mean, obviously, if Damian Martinez is all you have to worry about, I think our defense is good enough to take that away. My thing is, I'm just really excited to see what Steve Angeli can do.
If Angeli gets 3 to 5 touchdown passes, our fans going to be like, let's start him over Riley Leonard.
They did the same thing with Tyler Buckner.
Okay,
remember when he won Gator Bowl MVP? And we got Sam Hartman, and everybody's like, really? Tyler just threw 5 touchdowns, including 2 to the other team. But I want him as our starting quarterback. Yeah, we saw that worked out. But no, I mean, I think this is going to be one of those games for Steve needs to prove it. It's like, okay, you got your chance. Let's see what you got. And if it doesn't work out at Notre Dame, I also think this is also a audition for another team that he might transfer to.
That's what I think it is. I don't see him starting over Riley Leonard at all. Yeah. I think it's a 0% chance.
Do you think Freeman promised Riley Leonard the job like he did Hartman?
No, but I think it 100% is his. I think that, that's all. I mean, I can see Angeli transferring, but I also think the degree is important to him. So I think I could see him staying another year and then starting the next year. But I don't want that. I want Carr. So bye.
But if you had to name one guy on offense and one guy on defense, who would you be your possible breakout candidates for this game be?
Sneed and Angeli.
Okay. Mine would be Jeremiah Love and
I almost said Love.
And Jaden Mickey.
I almost said Love.
Yeah. I think just this is Mickey's game to be like, yeah, Cam Hart was really good, but it's Mickey time. Welcome to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I was about to say that. I literally thought in my head I said it's the Mickey Mouse
Clubhouse. But no, okay. And then finally, we're 2 more things about this game. Obviously, you see the point spread there. Notre Dame is favored by 6.5. It's only been going up. Are you taking Notre Dame in the points?
Yeah. I think they won by 2-3 touchdowns.
All right, I agree. So finally, score prediction time, Sean. What is your final score prediction for Oregon State versus Notre Dame in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl?
34. 23. 34-23, maybe.
All right, I'm going.
I'm so stupid. Yeah. 34-14, 17, 34-17.
I'm going 38-10.
Okay. Yeah, I said 23, and then I was like, on the third string quarterback. I'm an idiot. So,
well, to be fair, their third string quarterback, Bill Branson, started 6 games for them last year.
Yeah,
and he was the quarterback that beat Oregon last year that not many fans know. But all right, Sean. Well, another great show as always. Thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in. We had up to 20 plus people in here tonight.
Really?
Yeah, on YouTube. You'll have to go check the Twitter. I'm sure we have a couple hundred on there as well. But for all the new people that have tuned in, appreciate it. If you like our podcast, we go live every Wednesday around 5 to 7 p.m. Central Time. So please like and subscribe if you guys do like that. And we'll see you guys next week. But real quick, if you like what we, us guys talking about Notre Dame football, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. I'll pull that up real quick. Go follow Sean at ND Forever on Twitter. Go follow me at Farvel_Ryan. I post anything and everything Notre Dame, including graphics and commitments. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys so much. For all the new people, shout out to you. As always, go Irish and stay safe. And for everyone out there, have a Merry Christmas.